Good morning. It's Monday, April 13. I hope you guys had a really great weekend. I hope you were able to have a good Easter service, able to go to church virtually, and really celebrate Christ, that we serve a risen Savior. So, weekend. Oh my goodness, did I get a lot of emails from you guys? And so I thought maybe we need to start off with patience. Patience is a virtue, and we talked about throughout the Bible in the Old and New Testament. According to 1 Samuel, a lack of patience can cause you to miss blessings. I wonder what that means. Being patient is a vital part of trusting in God, as our life circumstances are not always what we prefer. So, a couple of things that come to mind is I have to be patient with you guys. You need to be patient with me. This is all brand new. So, but I don't think that's what the verse is talking about. I think the verse is talking about trusting in God, because certainly these circumstances are not what most of us prefer. So think about that today as you go through. Are you being patient with the people that are around you, the people that you love, the people that you're talking to? Okay, now on to Soch 398 in your book. I hope you have it open. This is kind of a fun chapter, fun section, but I'm kind of giving you the Debbie Downer side of it too. I want you to read it. You can stop after this little video and read it. On page 398, it talks about the domestic scene in the 1950s. And if you're looking in your book, you'll notice that first paragraph says, not everyone prospered, prosperity in the 1950s. In 1957, nearly 1 out of every 5 Americans lived in poverty. Many of the nation's poorest were in cities. In his book, The Other America, Michael Harrington called attention to the forgotten poor. They were the people left behind as more well-to-do Americans headed for the suburb residential areas surrounding a city. Shops and businesses moved to the suburbia as well. So I'm going to have you read a little article. I cut out most of it for you. Obviously, it's a book, and I just gave you 2 paragraphs. But I want you to read that. If you want to read a longer excerpt from that, I put the link right there. It's about 2 pages. It's really good. He talks about how we don't recognize that there are people that are struggling, and I think it still really applies to today. People are out of work. People don't have food. For the most part, that's none of us, and so it's real easy for us to brush that aside. So look at this in the 1950s, and yeah, maybe we can compare it to today. Then I have an Ed puzzle activity. One of your classmates sent me this video, and I think it's really, really good, and it gives you something to think about. Then I want you to switch over to page 399 in your book and read Changes Sweep America. Talks about the baby boom and talks about people moving south. So be sure to read all that. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the American dream in the 1950s, pop culture, rock and roll. Oh, yeah, I might have to throw in a video of Elvis Presley. Whew. And then the election of 1960. So we're going to talk about all of that tomorrow. All right? Okay, so I'm not going to give you a test, but I might add another question to this later. But this is one question, and I'll put it in the assignments so you can just write on there and then turn it back into me. I want you to describe the type of life that most Americans wanted to live in the late 1950s. What fault did some critics find with this lifestyle? Now, I've asked this question in years past, and I would expect at least a half a page to 3/4 of a page, because this is really going to talk about everything that's kind of in that chapter. What kind of life? Yeah, you're going to talk about the American dream. What about the Korean War? What did we feel about communism? What did we feel with all of those things? And then I want you to look at the second half of that question. What fault did some critics find with this lifestyle? Um, do you have any criticism of that lifestyle? Do you agree with it? So I really want you to think about that too. It's going to be due on Friday. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day, and check Power School. And if something is missing, I will look for an email from you, and you and I will talk about it and work through it. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day.